What's your favorite cereal?
Kix.
Kix? What the hell is wrong with you? Inspired by the adventures of our nurses, therapists, and techs, A Beer with Atlas is the only healthcare traveling, craft beer drinking podcast. Each week, we'll open a few beers, talk about the brewery and the style of beer, and then dive into some research curated specifically for each episode. In the end, we hope each one sounds like a conversation you'd have with your friends while enjoying a few cold ones.
Welcome to another episode of A Beer with Atlas. I'm Rich.
I'm Brian.
I'm Dolan.
Last week for Producer's Choice,
Yeah.
Dolan brought us, this is from your Tavor, is that right? Is
Yeah.
that how you say it, Tavor?
Tavor,
Yeah.
Taver. I don't know.
Yeah, Tavor, I think.
Tavor.
Yeah.
It's a good app. They have new beers every day, and you can order them from all over. And from my understanding, a lot of these are just canned only, and some of them are Tavor exclusive. So, yeah.
So this one is called Cinnamon Roast Crunch.
Cinnamon Roast Crunch.
Naughty sauce.
Naughty sauce.
Naughty sauce.
So
I'm just repeating it because it was fun to say.
it is fun to say.
That's definitely a golden stout.
It is. It's a golden milk stout from Noble Ale Works in California. I don't know if have we ever had a golden stout before.
No.
No. That was a lot of what I've chose this month was stuff that we haven't tried yet, minus the lime bandito.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Which was still very good. I still remember that one. Okay, so if you smell it, and then you smell, Brian brought a bonus cereal,
Yeah, cereal, actual cereal.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
There it is.
Kind of smells the same. This smells like boozy Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Kind of.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, cinnamon up front, for sure.
I see why they call it
Whoa.
a stout. That's weird.
It is weird, isn't it?
Trippy.
It messes with your brain. You're expecting it to be like a lager.
Or it looks like a hazy. That's what,
Kind of, yeah.
That's
it looks
cinnamon.
kind of,
I am a cinnamon freak. I love cinnamon.
You like some cinnamon?
Oh yeah. If you get me a barrel aged stout with cinnamon, I'm in hog heaven. So this is pretty good. I'm down with this one. If you close your eyes, next time you drink it, close your eyes and try that. See if it tastes different to you.
I just tried a little bit, and then I ate a Cinnamon Toast Crunch square,
Yeah.
and wow.
Yeah, right?
It's very close.
It better be close for what they've done with the name and the can. It better be close.
I don't understand how they haven't gotten a cease and desist yet, quite honestly.
Maybe they have.
Maybe
Maybe
they
we'll
have.
help them get one.
Maybe.
see
Hey,
what
General
happens.
Mills.
Yeah, there's this thing going on over here. It's naughty sauce.
So Noble Ale Works, located at 6121 Sinclair Street in Anaheim, California.
That's right.
Platinum Triangle area just off Catella Avenue and the 57 freeway. I did read, it says it's located in Stadium Plaza Business Park. So I thought,
Like the
stadium?
stadium?
Yeah, like
Baseball? Yeah.
Like where Anaheim plays,
Yeah.
where Mike Trout, and Joe Madden and those guys. Now,
Pujols.
it's close.
Oh,
But
well.
it's not that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's close.
Close is good.
Yeah.
So I wrote down a few of their other beers because Naughty Sauce is a series.
Okay.
So I wrote down some of the other kind of series that they have.
Okay.
Big Wig is their IPA.
Big wig.
The Naughty Sauce is a stout sort of series, different flavors or whatever. Tongue Tickles. That's their sours. So Tongue Tickles. Yoga Pants. That's a series that they do.
Okay.
Which was like, I think I wrote this description down. This makes sense. Yoga Pants is their Naughty Sauce, which is their stout. But it also has it's a basically pumpkin spice latte version of a stout.
Which makes a ton of sense.
And it also makes it be called Yoga Pants.
Dolan read my mind here. I need more of this.
Yeah.
Already.
Yeah. This one's going down faster than last week's.
Well, it doesn't
burn.
It doesn't violate your throat.
Yeah. We'll see.
I don't know. It's violating my throat. It's great.
Do you like it?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, me too.
It's so good.
This has Saigon cinnamon in it, which is, I guess there's 2 or 3 different versions of cinnamon, but this is more of a Chinese cinnamon.
Wouldn't that be Vietnamese?
Maybe.
Okay.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah,
that where
you're right.
Saigon is?
Yeah.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Ho Chi Minh. Now it's
So there's an
Saigon.
Asian cinnamon, and there's one like more of like Moroccan. I think I've heard about.
Oh,
on
I
the
think
internet,
yeah.
which is a little bit redder in color when you're seeing the actual ground spice or whatever.
Would that be actually from Morocco?
I think so. You got this off Tavor, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so I saw some other places that sold this online,
Oh.
and I'm guessing, at least from this one place, I did not write it down, but maybe this was at the brewery itself. So maybe this is where this price came. $10 for a 25.4 ounce crowler.
Wow.
Whoa.
That seems like a good deal.
That seems
That
like a
is
really good deal.
Really good
Because
deal.
the other one, the other website, which is not Tavor, but this is another one I've read before, have seen, is called My Beer Collectibles.
Okay.
So it's another one of those hard to get beers sort of thing, or you know, you want a beer from New York, but you live in Idaho, you can use that website. They had 2 cans of this for $20, but you get a free COVID face mask as well.
Oh.
So they're sweetening the deal.
Does
they're-
it look like the cinnamon toast crunch
That'd
guy?
be sweet if it did. The tongue
the
sticking out.
Little
Yeah.
eyeballs and
It was just a generic old one you'd see at the hospital. Hours for this place, Monday through Saturday, 1 to 7.
Monday through Saturday, 1 to 7.
Yeah.
California's
Interesting.
weird.
Yeah, isn't that strange?
Yeah.
1 to 7. So
Interesting.
get in, get out.
Here's interesting. I'd love to try the others. This on the can itself, it says cinnamon roast crunch is our classic naughty sauce, a traditional golden milk stout with coffee. So their traditional naughty sauce is golden
coffee stout.
with coffee. That's weird.
Not many people make golden stouts.
No.
I can only name maybe 2.
I don't know why. I am like sipping it so it lasts longer.
That's how I am kind of doing the same. But
But-
it tastes so good.
It takes you back to being a kid eating sugar cereal, but now you're a grown up, so you can have it with coffee and alcohol at the same time. It's your wildest dreams come true, and put conveniently into a can.
Yeah,
Okay.
it makes sense.
I wanted to not like it, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
They seem somewhat pretentious
Oh,
on their website.
okay.
I don't know. Maybe I'm judgy.
Maybe. Well, yeah, you are.
I am. Well, okay.
Yeah.
I am. Yeah. But
So what was rubbing you not the right way?
first on the website, one of the first things you see is archetypal.
Okay.
First of all, I can't even say the damn
Yeah,
word.
so we got to look that up.
Archetypal.
Strike against it.
Anaheim beer, comma, EST apostrophe D, established. You can't even spell established out. Come on.
Right.
MMIX. 2009. Just say it. You started in
You didn't like the Roman numerals.
I didn't like how just like, look how cool we are. Archetypal, established 2009. It just, come on.
All right. I got you.
2009? 2019.
MMIX. 2009.
Okay.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah, I think you're right.
2 M's. Yep. So founded in 2009 by Steve Miles and Jerry Kolbly. Kolbly. Kolbly.
Colby. Yes.
So I connected the dots here. So follow with me.
Okay.
So Steve Miles, Jeremy Kolbly. We're going to go Steve and Jerry.
Okay.
Jerry's LinkedIn profile lists him as the co-founder for Noble Ale Works from 2009 to 2014.
Okay.
Okay. Now he's the general manager of Island Restaurants.
Oh.
So something happened.
Yeah.
He ain't there no more.
Okay.
Whatever happened. He was previously the general manager of Newport Beach Brewing Company from 99 to 2008. So he was there for 9 years.
Yeah.
Left, started this with Steve,
Yeah.
who was an attorney,
Yeah.
and he's listed as the CLO, so Chief Legal Officer
Okay.
of this brewery here. Now, I get these emails all the time here at Atlas, where if you give this place $2,000, they will write an article about you in the Silicon Valley Review or whatever.
Pay to
right?
play.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It appears that that's what happened here. So the most I could find about Steve Mills is co-founder, CEO / chief legal officer, Noble Ale Works, a land use attorney, Miles got interested in brewing craft beer commercially when he represented Newport Beach Brewing Company and other craft brewers on legal
Then he met
matters.
that guy.
There you go, right? So I got to know, this is a quote from him, I got to know the Orange County brewing industry that way. I'm a home brewer and a native San Diegoan, so it's kind of in my blood.
Yeah, San Diego has a lot of breweries.
Okay, well, there you go. So then, this is where it gets fuzzy.
Okay.
2019, some guy named Brian Rasso, R-A-U-S-O, resigned as the CEO. Now, I couldn't even find where he
was
maybe
appointed or-
took over,
Yeah.
or who he is. He was previously the CFO.
Okay.
Brian then went on to co-found Green Cheek Beer Company in 2017.
Interesting.
So he left a year later, went and started a new brewery.
Right.
Must have been some beef. There was some, maybe, I don't know.
It happens.
Maybe. In 2016, before this guy resigned, Noble Ale Works won 3 medals at the Great American Beer Festival. Gold for a American-style IPA called I Love It. Silver for, this might be one of the best Goza-style names I've ever heard.
Okay.
It's called Goza Busters.
Oh, yeah. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
German-style sour ale, so that one is silver. And then bronze for Nobility Imperial IPA. So their Imperial IPA won.
Nobody makes Imperial IPAs anymore. So you can tell that was a while ago.
And this was like, just 4 years ago. So, and then somehow, I don't understand this either. Maybe I didn't connect the dots enough. In 2017, a new head brewmaster was announced. His name is Brad Komenek.
Yep.
Komenek. But on LinkedIn, there's a guy named Evan Price who has been listed as a brewmaster from 2012 to present. And he was listed as a brewmaster in 2016 when they won the
awards.
the medals. Yeah, so I don't know.
There's a lot of, if this was like detective show, there'd be a
Right.
lot of strings that aren't attached here. There'd
Yes.
be a lot of loose ends that are not tied up.
A board with all the pins,
Pins in
and-
it. There's just some strings hanging down right now.
What's the guy's name from
that's
It's
Charlie.
Always Sunny?
Yeah,
Is
it's
that Charlie?
Charlie, yeah.
Where he's like looking and
Yep.
that's the meme, right?
Yep, that's the one.
Trying to figure it out, couldn't figure it out. I don't know. Here's the thing. I didn't want to like it because but I like the beer.
Yeah,
Maybe it's just this is California and I'm Midwest, and so
Yeah.
I don't understand.
could be.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I
possibly.
understand that I like this beer.
That's
Oh, yeah.
exactly, that's
I love
in
this-
the end.
Oh, God, I'm a cinnamon.
I love
freak.
this beer. I'm honestly, I've already thought like 3 times. I'm gonna rate it a 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, it's so good.
It's like the can says. Like I want to watch some He-Man cartoons.
Yeah.
And then we can play some Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo.
Yeah.
Maybe. And then
Next year we can do all that with the new He-Man show on Netflix. that's coming
I
out.
can't wait for that.
Be really good.
Kevin Smith, baby. That's going to be great.
Yep. So usually I try to go against the grain on my research. You know, if it's obvious, I usually don't do it.
Sure.
But this one, I was like, I have to do Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Yeah.
Because that's what it looks like. And Cinnamon Toast Crunch is my favorite cereal, as Rich was just showing us on the mic there. I love Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I have always loved it since I was a kid. Now, Dolan, you might not remember this, but Rich will probably remember it. Remember when there was chefs on the box?
Yes.
And they had white hats, and then there was 3 of them, kind of like the Keebler elves. And then it dropped down to just one guy with white hair.
Yep.
And now it's this, whatever this is, which is basically just the cinnamon swirl guy with
Yeah, they eat
face.
each other.
yeah,
And
they're cannibalism.
They eat
yeah,
each other.
Yeah, that was the best part about the commercials that I remember
yeah.
being really little and seeing on TV was just the cinnamon.
Weird.
Homicidal cereal
They're
bowl.
just killing each other, and you know what? It makes you want to just.
And you're like, I want to do that.
I'm gonna kill them all.
I'm going to crush them. Crush them. All right, so I did a little research on the cereal itself.
Okay.
In French Canada, I almost said Canada, it's called croquet cannelle, which is, I
that's too
guess,
fancy.
Cinnamon Toast Crunch.
Sure.
Croquet is, I think, toast or bread. In UK, curiously, cinnamon. That's what it's called.
Curiously.
Yeah.
Those Brits.
And it started in 1984. General Mills created this cereal. So it's only been around about that long.
I was 10.
I was 6. So
Dolan
it's
was negative
negative 20.
20
Negative.
some.
Yeah.
They say in a bowl with milk, you can hear a snap, kind of like Rice Krispies,
Really?
with this because it has rice in it, which I've just like that. I guess I've wolfed it down before I've heard it. I've never sat and listened to it. I just eat it. I can't wait. In Poland and Russia, this is sold in bags, not in a box. So it's not necessarily the like the generic cereals that we have.
So is there milk, right?
Is the milk in a bag? Yeah,
Milk
I think
is in a
so.
bag, like-
Right? Yeah.
I don't remember, honestly, but
I know it is in Australia or Canada, one of them, both, maybe.
Maybe.
like straight out of the udder.
We're one of the very few
Warm.
countries to sell it in a jug.
Chewy. The cereal was created, and this is I guess this is kind of the beginning of food sciences, I suppose.
Okay.
Created by scientists. It doesn't say chef or anything like that. Created by scientist John Mendesh and product manager Elizabeth Track. So what they had was a radio contest. General Mills had a radio contest in the 80s, like 83. And they basically said, hey, kids listening to, I'm going to use my radio station as a kid, KFRX, which was like the hot pop channel of the 80s in Lincoln.
Okay.
Hey, kids that are listening to the radio, call in if you have an idea of what kind of cereal you would like to eat. And some kid called in and he said, I want something that tastes like cinnamon toast. And they were like,
Genius.
you are onto something. Elizabeth, the product manager, was there, and she's like, ooh, I like that idea.
Yep.
And then John says, I think I can do it. So it hits the United States in 87, and it hits the UK in 88.
Okay.
So it took them a couple years of research and development to get it just right.
Yeah.
Then there have been, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different offshoots of this cereal.
Okay.
There has been chocolate toast crunch.
Okay.
I don't think I'd be a fan of that one.
All right.
French toast crunch.
Seen this, yeah.
I've never had it, but that sounds amazing.
Peanut butter toast crunch. Oh. So peanut butter and cinnamon. That would probably be pretty good.
That would do it for me.
Frosted toast crunch. So it's like Frosted Flakes version.
Okay.
And then the last one they had recently was a couple years ago, sugar cookie toast crunch.
Oh.
So that might be pretty good.
It's more of a fall one, probably,
Yeah.
yeah? Okay.
Luckily, no pumpkin spice toast crunch yet. As of yet.
Don't sell them short. It's
Maybe
coming.
John
Sad
Mendesh
taste.
is working on it right now.
Yeah.
A serving of this is 3/4 of a cup. Right now, I feel like as a kid, I ate more than that. And as an adult, when I eat cereal, I eat way more than
3/4 of a cup?
Yeah, come on. I'm a third of the box kind of guy.
Get out. Yeah.
A big bowl.
That's
130 calories. 170 calories if you add a half a cup of skim milk, which you usually don't do.
no
as a
one drinks
kid.
skim
No.
milk. It tastes like water milk. No.
It's like, it's
Yeah.
not gross. Ugh. 3 grams of fat, 1 gram of protein, but no cholesterol. So it's basically good for you. It's like a salad.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's definitely a salad.
And then we talked about just the chefs. Those were like the original mascots of the cereal was the 3 guys. And now we're to this sort of thing. And they have the commercials on TV feature these guys running around doing stuff.
The little
Yeah.
Yeah.
toast crunches.
Right.
Can you call them that? Toast crunches?
TCs.
Crunchies.
TCs? The
I
crunchies?
don't know.
It's enlarged to show texture. They always say on the box, enlarged to show texture.
Because somebody sued them at one point
Probably.
because it wasn't like, oh, that's false
There's not
advertising.
9 pieces of cereal in my box. I wanted huge ones.
I want a full toast-sized piece of in
exactly.
my box.
So you got to make your own.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's General Mills, and that's my favorite cereal. What's your
Wow.
favorite cereal?
Kicks.
Kicks. What the hell is wrong with you?
I love Kicks with
Kicks.
honey.
Do they
Yeah.
still make
Weird.
Kicks?
Yeah, you just Kicks with honey. Man, I put honey right on cereal. Kicks. It's the
Kicks.
best thing ever.
I mean, there's 1,000 cereals I thought you'd say before Kicks. Kicks. I haven't had Kicks since like 1982.
I love Kicks. I don't know
All
what
right.
it is,
Okay.
Do you
but
have some at your house right now?
I do not. Actually, I don't eat a lot of cereal. I really don't. Like, my wife eats a ton of cereal. She has 6 or 7 different cereals in
Oh,
our
she's
cupboard.
got a rotation.
Yeah, she does. And she recently found out that she is allergic to sucrose.
Oh,
So
Weird.
that's not good.
I've been liking it because I've been getting like Kick cereals and stuff like that. So put honey in it and it's amazing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not an overly sweet like guy in general.
What
I
if
don't.
they had spicy cereal? Would you eat that?
Well, I wouldn't put it in milk.
Yeah,
But
true.
I think they do have spicy cereal. It's called Chex Mix.
Oh
That
no! Oh my
you
gosh!
have, yeah. I guess if he wants to be technical,
Yeah, that's true.
My favorite. Oh,
Last week's coming
some-
back for you.
I got some cinnamon toast crunch. They're coming back at me.
Breathing cinnamon.
Yeah, my favorite is Golden Grams.
Oh, it's very similar to this.
Very
as far
similar,
as
yeah.
the design of it.
Now that's changed over the years. I went through an Apple Jacks phase.
What's the worst cereal?
Okay, do you remember Mr. T's?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Do you remember what was it, the O's?
C3POs.
Yeah, those weren't very good.
No.
They didn't taste very
And
good.
then they had the Batman O's. They were the same ones about the time of the Keaton Batman.
I had the Batman Oreo once. There were Oreo Batman.
Yeah.
We didn't have Oreos, Cheerios cereals when I was a kid.
My wife loves the Cookie Crisp.
Oh, yeah.
Huge fan of the Cookie
Yeah.
Crisp.
I remember the tagline of one of those commercials was, "That's a well-trained dog." Because I would go get the cereal and bring it back.
Oh, I thought it was Cookie Crisp.
Grape nuts is the answer, because that shit is disgusting.
Grape
No,
nuts.
no.
Yeah, it's like eating rocks.
No, it's not terrible. You let it soak in the milk for a little bit, and then then
it's
it just
almost
tastes
as,
like oatmeal.
It's almost as good as Kix.
Hey,
You
now.
could mash up the Kicks and then
Snort it.
No,
it's gross.
I think the worst cereal out there is Pops.
Kellogg's Corn Pops.
The Pops, it just.
I didn't mind that. Do you remember as a kid of the? You might have still been eating cereal. Remember when Rice Krispie Treats cereal hit the market?
Oh, yes.
that was a huge deal.
yeah.
You dump it out in the bowl and you might get 4 pieces. It was just like someone took a fork with a Krispy Treat and just went caca, and then they threw it in your bowl, and that was your breakfast. And oh god, that was good.
That's my wife's favorite. She likes the Rice Krispies or the Cocoa Crispy.
Cocoa Krispies.
Yeah.
That was my dad's
Yeah.
favorite. Cocoa
Fruity
Krispies.
Pebbles was what I've eaten more
jeez,
Fruity
those-
Pebbles in my
yeah.
life
Yeah.
than any
Fruit
other
Loops.
cereal.
Fruit Loops.
Fruit Loops, yeah.
Those are so
Captain
boring
Crunch.
now. Captain Crunch.
Yeah.
Captain Crunch is good though.
Crunch
It is
Berries.
good. Never had that. Really.
The Crunch Berries. That was, and then they did all Crunch Berries, which I'm sure the dentist loved because it just shredded your teeth.
Lucky Charms.
Lucky Charms is good. I still have some of that at my house. Lucky Charms. We go through a lot of Cheerios at my house.
Talked about that before.
Yeah.
The all marshmallow box.
That'll shred your teeth pretty quick. That-
Yeah.
Rich, what's the worst cereal for you? You said
boy.
grape nuts?
No, I don't mind the grape
He
nuts.
thinks it's good.
I'm not a big fan of the mini wheat.
Oh, that's shredded.
Really?
wheat.
Yeah, just not even
Or
the frosted
Raisin
when they
Bran.
try
Get
to.
that out of here.
I don't mind the bran. No, it's necessary.
Are you
sometimes.
speaking as a 40-year-old person, or are
I'm
you
speaking as
as a kid?
nearly 50-year-old person.
I will say raisins in my cereal just kills the mood, man.
Yeah,
Like,
it does. Yeah, it does.
You're having a bad day when you get raisin in your milk.
And they're starting off the day usually with cereal, or ending. Sometimes it's for
My
dinner.
mother-in-law loves the raisin bran. She eats it all the time.
I do like the Special K with the strawberries. That's pretty good.
Okay, well, you're not a man anymore.
Oh,
Oh,
boy.
darn.
Special K, yeah.
Come on. I guess if he has to eat Sam's leftover cereal,
Yeah.
then
Then
just take whatever he can
That's
get.
a man thing. You're like the garbage disposal of the
Yeah,
household.
true. Yeah.
So that's true.
Yeah, it's
All
gonna
right.
go bad. Well, I better eat it.
You get it back. You're
Okay,
You're fine.
Fine.
Well, that was good. That was real good. Now, what do you have over there?
So I've got the bonus beer. I assume you got some more. You got some more research.
I
here.
do have research.
We're gonna go with the bonus beer here. So I
Yeah.
brought when Dolan said he was gonna bring this one. Very cereal based.
Yes.
I thought, okay, I just had a cereal based Imperial Milk Stout from WeldWorks that will blow you away.
Yes.
It's called Saturday Morning Tunes.
Yep.
It's a milk stout, and it tastes like it tastes exactly like what you would think it would taste like.
See, now that looks like a stout
Wow.
because it's dark.
Yeah.
So
So our brains aren't going to be tricked on
bonus
this one.
beer, thanks to WeldWorks in Colorado.
I mean, just pouring it, I can smell strawberries.
This is your jam all day long, twice on Saturday.
So why is that? What makes a golden stout golden?
The malt. It's
malt.
not roasted. Like this is roasted malts, and that's
Okay.
not. That's the only difference.
I actually just had an German beer. That it was a Dunkel. It wasn't an Oktoberfest.
So it's a roasted German. Yeah.
Too roasty.
Oh.
It was too roasty for me. And I didn't think that was a thing.
Yeah.
And it was...
Because you like coffee, dark coffee.
Yep. It was too roasty.
Oh, I like those. Dunkels are good.
So this is an
Generally, yeah.
Imperial milk stout.
So we're probably, I don't know what was the ABV on that one. Does it say 5 or 6?
5.4.
What's that one, Dolan?
This
gonna
one
guess
is
Gonna guess
you want to guess?
9.
I'd say 8.2.
10.7.
Yowzer.
Holy smokes. Okay.
Twice.
Yeah, 2 times. 2
But
times the
it's
fun.
a stout. It's an Imperial milk stout versus the golden milk stout like we had. So I thought it would be a nice juxtaposition.
Ooh,
I already like this one because it says fine-tuned beer, and then it's got your
the volumes.
the
and
volume knobs and the EQ knobs.
Yeah,
that tastes like, basically it tastes like a Neapolitan.
it does.
It's as good as I can describe it. Strawberry up front, chocolatey at the end.
It has a bowl of cereal on the front of this can. It's the Saturday morning tunes, and then it's got a bowl of cereal with strawberry milk.
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Yeah.
What did they tell you what cereal this is?
It kind of tastes like Frankenberry.
A little bit.
Yeah.
Frankenberry.
I think they just wanted to go for that cereal kind of flavor. I think they learned from their friends down the street that if they get a little specific, then maybe they might get a cease and desist. And so this was just drink some cereal for breakfast.
Oh yeah,
See?
that's good.
Isn't that an interesting, though, like milk stout with cinnamon and coffee to this now, the stout, the
Yeah.
Imperial. Like
Yep.
they're the same but different.
They're in the same family tree, but different branches.
It's like cereal in your strawberry ice cream.
Yeah, it doesn't it taste like Neapolitan
Yeah,
to me.
And then
It's
one night,
creamy, which is that milk part. That's why it tastes like ice cream.
it's a little bit more strawberry than
Oh, yeah.
than a Neapolitan maybe ice cream sandwich you'd get. But
one night I took this and I split it with a Yeti, which is from Great Divide there in
Yep,
Colorado.
sure
So I
is.
did half this, half Yeti, and then I put a scoop of vanilla ice cream in it.
oh,
Oh my god.
That was heaven.
Sounds pretty good.
It's like I never wanted to come back. I was just
Yeah.
like, well, I'm done with life.
Uh-huh.
I've had a good one. Here you go.
Like they said, you grew up, you can have the cereal with your alcohol.
There you go.
You're going to have ice cream with alcohol. Why not?
ice cream with alcohol is actually I've never had an ice cream with alcohol that's been bad. I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
I've never had alcohol that's been bad.
Even last week.
Even last week.
Oh, there we go.
We made it. We made it
I ended up liking that one.
We
That-
made it through.
That one made me feel alive, and that's what I'm always looking for. So here's my research for the episode on something that I wanted to learn about, and it wasn't cereal because I knew about this. Like that's my jam. But on the can itself, I looked at it, and I was like, I know exactly what that is.
That's right here.
That's a Jackson Pollock painting.
Oh, it is very
Really?
splattery.
Boom.
Isn't it?
So we're going to learn about Jackson Pollock. He was a painter. He was born in January 28th of 1912.
Whoa.
And he died on very soon to this episode date. Actually, we've just missed it. August 11th, 1956.
Just last month, yeah.
He,
Of when? 56?
yeah, 56.
Okay.
So he's been gone 60-something years, right? 64.
Okay.
He was in a drunk driving crash, solo car.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He had, as some artists do, some demons, and he fed them with alcohol, as you did back in the 50s. It was,
So he was the drunk driver.
yes, of a solo car deal.
Okay.
So
All right.
he was born in Cody, Wyoming. You know where that is?
Hey.
It is southwestern
There you go.
Wyoming.
And I don't think there's a whole lot of art scene there, especially in, would have been like 1925.
Kind of in the middle of nowhere.
So he moved to New York City, and he also kind of lived all around the United States. He's known for this style of painting that's called abstract expressionism, which I don't know. I've seen his paintings before, and I was like, I could do that,
Yeah.
but you can't do that.
Oscar could do that.
I think so. I think he's done it. So
Maybe.
here's how he made his paintings, and if you don't know about him, basically I would call it, if you've ever seen in a movie somebody who's a painter, like that's their job in a movie, and they're wearing those white overalls,
Yes.
and they're covered in paint,
Yep.
that's what his paintings look like.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like it just looks like a bunch of hazard, like someone spilled some shit, and that's what we got.
Okay.
Correction, northwestern Wyoming.
There you go.
Close
so you
to
were
Yellowstone.
west.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Close to Yellowstone.
Is that like
Very
Cheyenne
close.
County maybe?
I don't
Cheyenne's more south, isn't it?
Well, yeah, it's far from Cheyenne. It's actually the opposite side of Cheyenne.
Okay.
Yeah.
For your- if you're not watching Yellowstone, the
yeah,
TV show,
you
good
should
lord,
do that,
you
huh?
need to watch that. Please continue.
There's a place in there in Cody, Wyoming called the Buffalo Bills Center of the West. Mm-hmm. Interesting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bill Center for me, that's in Ogallala.
Yeah, there is one of those.
Well, it just says of the West. I heard he brought his rodeo show there.
Oh, for sure.
Quite a
That's
bit.
where he was in Wyoming, based out of there.
Yeah.
Okay.
So for Jackson's painting style, basically what he would do was he would stand above the canvas. So most painters that you think of now, it's on an easel or whatever, and they're looking at it, right?
Okay.
So he would put it on the floor and stand over it and basically pour or splash paint on it, liquid household paint. So not even like oil paints or acrylics. He would have like paint you would paint your house with.
Oh.
So very liquidy, watery.
Okay.
And he would just dump it different places or splatter it with a brush, and he would just methodically do his thing, and that's how his paintings would book.
My wife does this when we have to paint rooms in our house. Yes, she does
Yeah.
the same thing, except for it's all over the floor, not a canvas.
On a canvas. So next time, get her a canvas and then sell it.
There we go.
They said, so art people were torn between them, like art critics, because some people were like, oh, you can see the immediate creation of art in the way he paints, because he's doing it right now and that's it. There's no like touch-ups. There's no 5 hours later, here's the tree I painted. It's like, this is it right now. This is what I was feeling. And allegedly that's cool for some art folks. And others were like, this is just random. He has no thought behind it. He's just splattering paint like you just splattered beer on the table. That's
That's art right there.
that's how that works. So in 2016, one of his paintings sold. He used to name his paintings, which a lot of people do. And then he did so many that he just started giving them numbers and names. So in 2016, his painting called Number 17A sold for $200 million.
Wow.
And that's what makes some people mad about him. And like they feel like they could do it. We're like, okay, well, go ahead and do that and then sell it for $200 million.
Sure.
He was a very reclusive guy. Never went out, enjoyed like, you think about Andy Warhol, maybe a New York artist,
Super-
from the 60s and 70s, very social, always had
Yeah,
parties and
party
stuff.
guy.
This guy, exact opposite, just stayed at home, made his paintings, and drank basically himself to death. He was married to an artist as well. Her name was Lee Krasner, and they got married in 1945, and then they moved to Long Island, New York, and that's kind of where he set up shop and lived for a while. He lived in Wyoming, he lived in LA, and then he lived in New York. His most famous paintings came from 1947 to 1950, so we're talking right after World War II.
Okay.
And that was his drip period, is what they call it. So that's when he's literally standing over the canvas, dripping paint from a can or bucket and making his paintings. And those are the ones that have sold for the most money.
Wow.
After he died, like about 3 months after he died, they did a big retrospective of his art at MoMA, which is Museum of Modern Art in New York.
Okay.
And that was kind of when he first became prominent, or a name that people might know in the United States, like across the United States, not just art people, but just regular people would maybe know about him. And then in the 90s, almost 40 years later, he had a huge show in London at the Tate Museum, which is like London's biggest art museum. Let's see, a couple other things. His last two paintings he painted in 1955. He didn't paint at all in 56, I think, because he'd gotten divorced. He was in a downward spiral at that point, so he didn't do a whole lot of painting, but he did start sculpture. So he moved from one art style to another.
Weird.
His last two paintings were called Scent, and the other one was called Search. He had an affair, at least one, that was documented. And this is why we know about it, was because in his car was his mistress and her friend. And his wife was in Europe at the time visiting some of their friends. So she was on vacation. And he was like, all right, my wife's gone. Mistress, come on over. Let's go. And got into his little sports car and he was all boozed up, crashed the car. He died. I think the friend died, and I think his mistress lived. I think that's how I read it. But that's kind of how everybody found out about all this other stuff and whatever. Do you know about Robert De Niro? You know that guy?
Yeah.
Well, his parents were very famous artists in New York City around this time,
Okay.
like painting artists. And his parents were really good friends with Jackson Pollock, which is kind of interesting to think. In 2000, there was a biopic made of Jackson Pollock, and Ed Harris was him.
I seem to remember this, yes.
And his wife was played by Marcia Gay Hayden, and she won an Oscar that year for that movie.
For that movie? Mm-hmm. What was it called?
I think it was just called Pollock, if I remember right. And then in 2014, I wrote this down for you. There's a Jackson Pollock joke in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh.
And they were like surprised that it made it through because it's talking about Peter, Star-Lord, something basically along the lines of, I'm just going to paraphrase it. They're like, your spaceship is a mess. And he's like, well, if you brought a black light in here, it would look like a Jackson Pollock painting. And that made it into the movie, and they were like, how did that happen?
That's great.
Yes, that.
All right. You know what? I flipped through. I'm looking as you're talking. I'm flipping through my phone, looking at different Jackson Pollock.
Yes.
I would defy anyone to paint like that. There's no way. That's one of a kind.
Yeah.
Especially at that time, though. I mean, you're talking about the 50s?
United States, where everybody is cookie cutter and
Yeah, I mean, the Bill Murray painting behind you, like that's that's what I'd imagine was selling most.
Portraits and landscapes, not
right.
I mean, it's very modern in a way. I don't know. I kind of am a fan. I like that it was household paint and not like fancy paint. You know what I mean? It's like
like
literally
whatever,
anybody could do that. But
whatever he could get his hands on, that type of thing.
I always give my wife crap because she's a interior designer, and she always picks out paintings that are very similar, like the spiral painting or the splatter or drip painting style.
Yeah.
I mean, you're not really painting anything; you're just taking colors and.
That's the Jackson Pollock right there.
Right. So, a lot of the houses that she styles is with that kind of art. Yeah. And I'm always saying like, what? That costs $1,100? Like I could do it for, $20.
I'll do it for $1,000.
Try it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very you're paying for the name there when it comes to that kind of stuff.
There's a famous, I can't remember who it was. Robert Downey Jr. maybe comes to mind. Okay. Somebody like that owns one of his paintings. They paid like $250 million for this painting, for Jackson Pollock painting.
Jeez.
Somebody super famous has this painting.
There's art galleries on East End, on the coast. I mean, everywhere. But I mean, there's art galleries that I know of for sure in New York area, New Jersey area, where you walk in and like the cheapest painting there is like $7,500. It's crazy. Sure. Yeah.
I've never seen a Jackson Pollock painting in person.
I don't believe I've ever seen one. No.
No, I have not.
No. That'd be cool to see, though.
He never sold them, from what I do my research.
He just give them away or whatever?
Or he just kept them all. Kind of opposite of Warhol. Huh. He just kept them all, and then they got into museums. Like after he died, his wife basically granted them to these different places that they could have them. But he wasn't like a guy that was selling them on the weekend or anything.
Interesting.
Yeah.
It's a very 80s style looking font that they used on there too. You definitely could have gone that route as well, but definitely like what do you call it? Jazzercise?
Yeah, it has that
almost.
Well, it has the like purple, aqua blue, pink. Definitely an 80s like jazzercise video.
Yeah,
yeah.
I thought it was interesting that they went because this is the classic naughty sauce, just golden stout version of it. Yeah, I thought it was interesting that they kind of went with that because it almost gives you kind of the, I don't know, the naughty sauce vibe. Like,
yeah.
I feel like that logo, it almost looks like a crown above it.
Yeah, a little bit.
Like, I don't know. It feels like there's some sort of marketing thing that I'm not like maybe Little King. You know that restaurant here?
Yeah,
Sandwich
yeah,
place?
yeah.
I think that's what it reminds me of. The Little King logo that's out there now.
When I saw the crown on there, I know it's the Noble Ale Works thing, the crown or whatever.
Yeah.
It reminds me of I don't know why, but it reminds me of Bratz dolls or like or the Polly Pockets, because they do the crown thing. I don't know.
Well, I think you're either way. It's retro, right?
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah.
Would you say it's archetypal?
Archetypal.
I mean, they said it is. I think that was the word we talked about at the beginning.
Oh,
So.
man.
Let's Google the definition of that.
Yeah.
Before I say yes or no.
Archetypal.
Oh, I forgot one last thing on my notes. I just saw it here. The reason he was famous, like across the United States,
Okay.
because he had a big feature in Life magazine in 1949,
Oh.
which back then magazines, that was it. Like if you were on the Saturday Evening Post or,
You made it.
Life magazine especially was huge.
Yeah.
And that was like how a lot of people, farmers would know Jackson Pollock's name because of this magazine. And they basically said, is he the most famous living painter? Because of that. And there was a big cover story about him and stuff. And that's how he became a household name. And then was only alive for like 6 more years. So lived a short life. But
Then he drank a bunch of Coors Banquet and rammed his tree.
probably not Coors
Banquet.
Banquet because he couldn't get it east of the Mississippi
Oh,
back
yeah.
then. So
Yeah.
it was probably martinis or something like
Probably. Something fancier.
Something New York.
So going back to the Saturday morning tunes, I'm interested. Just what are you guys used to for Saturday morning tunes?
Oh, Saturday morning cartoons?
I mean, what did you guys get?
Well, here's what I can tell you. Some of my very first memories are like one of my very first memories was of a Saturday morning,
Okay.
and it revolved around me playing records, which specifically was a Hall & Oates album that had Maneater on it. But I remember watching the Smurfs at that same time.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So Smurfs was a big one. Muppet Babies, I remember watching as a kid. Saturday was a day that my mom would sleep in, so we would get up and we would eat cereal quietly and watch cartoons.
With the volume way
Oh,
down.
yeah, you had to have it wait and get real close to it.
And that was when you turn on the TV and go dong,
Oh, yeah.
like that. So you have to turn
Yep.
it down.
And you turned the channel on the
With
TV
the
with the
clicker.
knob. Yeah, because you didn't
Donk,
have a remote.
donk.
There was no cable back
No,
then. So
no.
that was what you had. Those are the ones I remember. And then I remember a little bit of like GoBots
Oh, yeah.
and Danger Mouse.
GoBots and Danger Mouse.
GoBots they were so terrible. It was just like the shittiest Transformers of all time.
Yeah. Yeah.
It just they were horrible.
You showed up with GoBots toys, which I did. That sucked. That was not good.
Yeah. Man. Yeah. Muppet Babies was one. Early. My earlier ones though were He-Man,
Oh, okay.
Transformers, G.I. Joe,
Yeah.
and that was after school too. But Saturday
Do you remember
morning.
the Silver Wings? I think it was called.
Silver Hawks?
Yeah, that one.
yes.
That one was great.
Yeah.
There was like the Blue Falcon. Do you remember that?
Yeah. So
That
Blue
was good.
Falcon actually showed up in the new Scoob movie.
Yep.
What was the one where they would race each other? Where like
Wacky races.
yes,
Yeah.
all
The
the
Laugh Olympics.
That's
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Yep, those were good.
That was a last resort, though. Like, oh man, it's getting to be late. It's like 9 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
9 o'clock in the morning.
You're like,
Cartoons
"Oh, I've been
have
up for
kind of
3
trailed
hours
off.
already."
Yeah. We should probably get dressed and go outside. Laugh Olympics is on. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll watch this.
We'll watch one wacky race, see what
Sure.
Muttley's doing.
Well, and the reason I ask too is because the Saturday morning tunes on this can is kind of
Cartoon Network.
much like Noble Ale Works.
Yep.
The cinnamon roast crunch looks exactly like the cinnamon toast crunch. I mean,
Yeah.
the even the colors is the same. This one looks exactly like Cartoon Network.
Cartoon. Yeah.
Um,
Oh, they're playing to an audience here.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
That's yeah.
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Like my Saturday night cartoons or Saturday morning cartoons, I should say,
Are
were
we gonna
like
know any of these?
No. Maybe.
well, you'll know
Okay.
the Ninja Turtles.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah, that was around
Yeah,
when we were
Ninja
kids.
Turtles,
Yeah.
the Smurfs.
Well, so you got reruns. You probably got what your dad liked.
True,
Yeah,
that's true.
Yeah. Dexter's Laboratory. That was Saturday morning. Well, that was all week, but it was there. Code Lyoko.
No.
No.
Is that English? Code.
It was always Code Lyoko, and then it was Ninja Turtles. And what Code Lyoko was just a group of teenagers that went to like coded. They like had like a thing, and they would go through some sort of like Matrix portal, and they'd go into another land, and they would fight off. It was like the Matrix turned into a cartoon with a bunch of teenagers, basically.
We were like 25.
This sounds like
when
a horrible
Matrix came
failure.
out.
Yeah.
It was great.
My kids watched Dexter's Laboratory.
Yeah, Dexter's Laboratory.
I watched. You
Get out of
remember
my laboratory.
Mr. T's gymnastics cartoon?
Yes.
That was great.
Remember Hulk Hogan's Rock and
Oh
Wrestling?
fuck yeah! I remember.
I actually have seen some of the Hulk Hogan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and they had the actual like music videos in the middle.
Oh, they were
Yeah.
great.
Yep.
Great.
Some of the other Saturday, we had Ren and Stimpy.
Yeah.
That
They're
was-
redoing that, by the way. It's
I
coming out
saw
next
that.
year.
That was
Are they?
high school, like college for us.
Uh-huh.
Ren and Stimpy,
That's right now.
Powdered Toast Man,
Yeah.
Log.
Pinky and the
Log,
Brain.
yeah.
Oh, Powerpuff Girls. I was so into Powerpuff
They're
Girls.
making that into a TV show.
Oh,
Are
God.
they
On the
really?
CW with its live action.
Oh, no.
Interesting. And the one that I was always most excited for, Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah. No.
Yu-Gi-Oh. My dad was such a huge like supporter of Yu-Gi-Oh because they would have life points, and so it would make you do math. Like they'd always start with 9,000 life points, and then like if a monster attacked you with 2,500
Sounds like
attack,
a video game.
then you'd have to like do the math and figure out like, oh my
no.
gosh,
I
is
can't
somebody gonna
think.
die?
I just gotta watch cartoons.
Blue Eyes. What was the dragon? Blue Eyes.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Blue Eyes, White
yeah,
Dragon,
yeah.
See, and that's Pokemon. When Riley was born, that
Pokemon.
was the height of Pokemon. I remember I got when Riley, my oldest, was born. I got her a Pikachu, and I have a picture of the Pikachu sitting by her in the little crib.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was
Still have it?
early. I still have it. Yeah,
Nice.
Yeah, there was a few that I looked forward to Saturday morning, but yeah.
Well, should we do Untapped on this real quick?
Yep. Let's do both of them here. Let's see. We'll go Naughty Sauce Cinnamon Roast Crunch first. I was surprised by this. 3,193 check-ins. Where
Not that many.
Where do you think we land?
3.68.
I'm gonna go 3.82.
4.11.
I'm going to go a 4.
I would too.
I'm going 5. I mean,
Whoa.
I've never had a golden milk stout,
Oh, there you go.
and if they're all like this,
They're not.
they're not.
They're not.
I would love it. I mean,
I'm surprised. Yeah. So let's see. Saturday morning tunes. Well, look. I think I have checked this. Oh, there it is.
I've checked it in.
Here we go. I have checked this in one time, and I gave it. Oh boy. Okay. You have checked this in, and you actually scored it lower than me. Wow, that's
Really?
weird. That never happens.
really.
Okay, 802 check-ins. Where do you think we're at?
4.04.
3.8 even.
You know how I said this is a fun juxtaposition to the other one? 4.11, the exact same rating.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
4.11.
4.11 on both. Now, 3,100 versus 800.
Yeah.
Okay, but still 4.11 on both.
That's interesting.
You, Brian, checked it in at a 4.25. I went a 4.75.
Wow.
It's one of my higher ones.
Yeah.
See, when you didn't give your guys' ratings, I was thinking you guys rated it low, and I'm over here thinking how, because this
Yeah.
is really good.
Yeah, this is one of my. I don't give out 4.75s much, and I
gonna say.
rarely give out 5s.
Oh,
And
I always give them out.
You're a 5 whore.
Usually.
You're giving 5s out like 1s
Yep. I'm like
at a place
Leonardo
in
on the
Council
boat.
Bluffs.
You need some of this money?
These are fun coupons.
That's right. That's what I
Right?
call them.
Fun coupons.
Look at the bottom of that can there on that Saturday night
so good.
tunes. It's just Saturday morning.
Thick.
I don't know why I keep saying Saturday night.
Because you like to watch cartoons at night.
You do.
I do. I
Yeah.
do.
There you go.
Right. Well, there we go. All right. Now we have ended Producers Month.
Yes.
We're going into one of my favorite times of year,
Yeah.
Oktoberfest.
Oh, yeah.
4 weeks
Yep.
of Oktoberfests
I think that's true, yes.
starting next week. I cannot wait.
Yeah.
We've got Oktoberfest that we've never drank before.
All of them.
All of them.
And it wasn't even that hard.
No.
It was hard to find stuff to talk about.
Which is crazy because I'm looking across the table and I see one of them right now, and there's a lot of German on that package,
Yeah.
but we get it here at our local Hy-Vee.
Yes. Yeah, that one we
So-
did, yeah.
Yeah, which is awesome. Which says so much about beer culture now and how tastes have changed and how different This one, I have had this one. It is so completely different than any Oktoberfest that you've ever had. I can't wait to talk about
I've
it.
never had it, so
Oh boy.
Yeah, I haven't had any of the Oktoberfest coming up. So,
yeah,
I
me
can't wait
neither.
to talk about it. It's going to
Cool.
be a fun month for sure. So
yeah. We got 4 of them.
Yeah.
4 of them, yeah.
4 weeks of Oktoberfest.
4 weeks Oktoberfest.
There we go.
Yeah, there we go. So from all different parts of the country too. So including
Germany.
There we go. Which I guess isn't part of the country.
It's, the world.
Part of the world.
There we go. All right.
Yeah.
Well, Brian, we're not going anywhere for a while.
Let's have another beer.
Thank you for listening to A Beer with Atlas. Special thanks to our brand team for producing the show. Each episode of A Beer with Atlas is powered by Atlas MedStaff, an industry leader in travel healthcare staffing.